So this is part one of how to write a story, and I'm just going to go through the typical story structure in this video. So the opening of a story usually includes a character description, usually your main character, and a setting description. Remember, a setting is the time and place that an event occurs. So that's how we will usually start our stories. Then we move into the build up, and that's where we give a little hint at a problem that our character is experiencing. Then in the middle of the story, we get the climax, which is where the problem is explored. The problem gets a lot worse, and that's where you want to focus on building up lots of suspense. Then you move on to the resolution of your story, which is where the problem is resolved, the problem is fixed. And finally, in the ending of your story, the character will reflect on what they've learned and how things have changed since the start. Now, remember, this is just a typical story structure. It's good to follow when you're first learning how to write a story, but not all stories will follow this structure. Some of them will end on a cliffhanger, so they might end where all the climax where all the suspense is. Some stories might start by throwing you straight in at the deep end with some kind of really dramatic, frightening, scary opening. So you're starting off with all the suspense as a way to get the reader to continue reading the story. They might start with the suspense. So you don't have to follow this structure, but it's a good structure to know and be aware of, especially when you're first learning how to write a story. I'll do some more videos looking at the typical features of each of these parts of a story. So how to write good character and setting descriptions, how to build up suspense.